What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Advice. We are back again with episode 2 of the Dragonite Pincurchin Triple Starter Hyper Offense Team Showcase. Now, we didn't quite hit the like goal in the last video, but in the spirit of Christmas, I am going to drop that rental code in the description for y'all. Now, let's jump into some battles. Okay, so my first opponent, Tex, is running the Indeedee Drifblim Unburden strat. Now, how Unburden works is when Drifblim's item is procced, its speed doubles, but Choice Scarf Meowscarada should still outspeed. I could take Psychic Terrain away with Pincurchin, but I think I'd rather have that in the back. Usually this team leads Indeedee Drifblim, sets up Tailwind, does other things to pester like Will-O-Wisp, Strength Sap. Sometimes they even go for Minimize and Baton Pass with Drifblim. So just to kind of see what they're doing, I think it's best to lead White Fang and just set up a light screen. Once I can get rid of their lead, Dragonite with E-Speed is really good in this team, as long as I take away their Psychic Terrain with Pincurchin. So we've got a game plan. Usually they're going to try to set Tailwind and then sweep with Expanding Force from Armarouge. So we don't want to let that happen. But yeah, Extreme Speed with Choice Band should do big damage to that Armarouge. Let's see how it goes. Alright, they do lead with Indeedee Drifblim. Now, this Indeedee doesn't have redirection. It's the more offensive Indeedee that can set Trick Room. Well, I guess both Indeedees can set Trick Room right now, but this one is the one that's supposed to have Trick Room. So we do see that Psychic Seed. I'm just going to go for a knockoff into Drifblim and set a light screen. And just see what they try to do. Yeah, it's good to be aware that if your team is really fast, they might try to set a Trick Room on you with Indeedee. We are still faster than Drifblim. Knockoff does great damage even without the item. They do go for the Will-O-Wisp, so they don't set up Tailwind, but Meowscarada is now burned. But that's okay. Indeedee just goes for the Dazzling Gleam. We take it really well with both, even though it's super effective. So they didn't get up their Tailwind, but I'm not sure that knockoff KOs after the burn, so I'd like to go for a Thunder Wave into Drifblim. Drifblim's flying, so even though the Psychic Terrain's up, I can use Thunder Wave. And that'll make it a 25% chance that they don't get to do the annoying things that Drifblim wants to do if they survive this knockoff. They do just barely survive. They go for another Dazzling Gleam. And they set the Tailwind. Okay, so we have 3 turns of Tailwind to get through. Now, Indeedee should be faster than Meowscarada after the Tailwind, but I don't want to switch anything into a Dazzling Gleam, so I'm just going to sack here. And then I'll go for a Spirit Break into Indeedee. We'll let Drifblim stay alive for a little while. Meowscarada goes down. We see a Shadow Ball, but that shouldn't do very much, so we know they have Tailwind, Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball. We get a crit, but they are focused. Actually, they will survive. But we do see the special attack drop, which is really nice. Now, I'm going to bring in Pincurchin. They might not know I have Sucker Punch, so if they try to attack with Drifblim, we can take them out before they do anything else. So we see we get rid of their Psychic Terrain. That might incentivize them to switch out Indeedee to get terrain control back. So I'm just going to go for the Sucker Punch, and then I'd like to Spirit Break into whatever they switch in. They don't switch anything in. Drifblim goes down to Sucker Punch. Pincurchin baby taking that first KO. We see Dazzling Gleam, but Grimmsnarl survives on 2 HP. Eject button activates, so we'll get a free switch into Dragonite, and this Indeedee is going down. Grimmsnarl really pulling through for the team. Bye-bye. Okay, so it's a 3v2 in our favor, and Dragonite is set up to sweep with Extreme Speed. They didn't have anything on this team that wanted to take a Choice Band Extreme Speed. Terra giving us that 1.5 stab boost. Okay, we see Meowscarada as their last Pokemon next to Armarouge. Now, most Meowscarada cannot survive the Choice Band Stab Extreme Speed, so Just in case they do, though, I will go for a Spirit Break. Double tap it, and then we have a Light Screen up to help out with Armarouge. We know they're not Focus Sash because the Indeedee was. So if they don't have Protect here, they're in big trouble. I'm going for the Terra here. Now Tailwind is up, so we know that they aren't going for their Terra. Terra's a great tool for figuring out speeds. You know, if you Terra and your opponent Terras at the same time, whoever goes first, that's the faster Pokemon. So that's something that's good to know for newer players. We don't see Protect. Extreme Speed clean knocks Meowscarada off its paws. And now we got a 3v1. Okay, they go for the Heat Wave, so it's a 2v1, but Grimmsnarl did an amazing job in this battle. And, yeah, I don't see them bringing this one back. Bring in Pincurchin, baby. And, I'll go for Extreme Speed and Thunderbolt and just wipe this thing out. Okay, he's going for the Terra. I think the only thing that saves him is Terra Steel or Terra Ghost. But he's Terra Grass, so it should not matter. Bang. They go for the Heat Wave. And they should be in range of a Thunderbolt. Bzzz. Let's go. Pincurchin picking up 2 KOs on the battle. Taking out a pretty tough team. You love to see it. Light work. GG to my opponent, Tex. That's how it goes. Okay, so my second opponent, Makra, has the Choice Scarf Scovillain team that Cybertron featured. Now, I don't remember the rest of the items, but I do remember Scovillain being Choice Scarfed. They do have Prankster Grafaiai, so I'm looking at this team, and I think that if I lead White Fang and Meowscarada, I'm pretty much covered for everything they can do. Neither of those Pokemon are affected by Prankster if they lead the Grafaiai. Meowscarada is really good into Rotom. Their Meowscarada, Dragapult. So I like that, and I'll lead White Fang with them. And then I think in the back, I like Dragonite. Extreme Speed's really good here. Matter of fact, I think I want to go for Extreme Speed right away if I can. And then I like Crocodile in this matchup, just because it has Unaware. If they get anything set up, it could be good to have Crocodile in the back. I like that. The things that worry me the most on this team are actually the Rotom, Wash, and the Meowscarada. But my Choice Scarf Meowscarada is really good into both of those. So if they don't lead them, I am going to do what I can to preserve Meowscarada. But I think we got a solid chance with this team. Good luck, have fun to Makra. Okay, Makra's got that funky fresh fit. Wow, and a laggy 1999 dial-up connection. Gotta get that internet check, boy. I'm gonna go for a knockoff straight away into Dragapult. And I don't think it's a bad idea to blast Terra Extreme Speeds into it right now and try to get rid of that Scovillain. Looking at what I have in the back, and I don't see Terra being more useful than anything else, so yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna pull the trigger, Extreme Speed into Scovillain. I think we should OHKO that Dragapult with a knockoff. We are adamant Meowscarada. We do see that they don't Terra. That connection is so bad. Makra and I just cannot find common ground. We gotta get this battle done as quickly as possible. Okay, Extreme Speed comes out. Extremely slow speed. We don't quite pick up the KO, but that might be okay. Because we do take out Dragapult in one hit. We get a crit. It may have mattered. I don't really know that calc, but I want to say it doesn't. Dragapult's pretty frail. And they go for Spicy Extract into nothing, so turn went about as badly as it could have for Makra. I don't know what's worse, their connection or that turn 1 for them. Okay, they send in Grafaiai. I'm going to just knock off Grafaiai and go for an Extreme Speed into it as well. I'm not worried about that Scovillain going for any Spicy Extracts. GG, battle was cancelled. Now I'm going to do one more battle since that was quick, but first I want to talk about the team a little bit. Okay, so I call this team Paldean HO because the main point of the team is to do big damage really quickly. We've got the Paldean Starter trio, Meowscarada, Skeledirge, and Quaquaval, but the main proponent of that big damage is Dragonite with the Choice Band Extreme Speed. You know, Terra Normal Extreme Speed, if they're not Ghost type, Steel type, or Rock type, it's doing big damage if not picking up OHKOs. Intimidate and Fake Out don't stop Dragonite because of Inner Focus. And you can pair Dragonite with Quaquaval, do Extreme Speed Aqua Jet. You can pick off Murkrows before they even get off their Tailwind. And if Aqua Jet picks up the KO, Quaquaval gets that Moxie boost, and you know all the succeeding Aqua Jets are going to be even stronger than the ones before it. So all three of these starter Pokemon are really good with their hidden abilities. This might be the strongest starter trio we've ever seen, really. So I think they're all really cool Pokemon to use. It's great to include them all in one team. Meowscarada is a great pick with Choice Scarf. You know, it is adamant, but with Choice Scarf and its high base speed, it even outspeeds a lot of Pokemon under Tailwind if they do get that Tailwind up. So you can use Low Sweep as speed control. It's a move that a lot of people don't have on Meowscarada that I really like. You can pair Meowscarada with Quaquaval and go with Low Sweep into Aqua Step, and you can sometimes pick off things like, for example, Kilowattrel that want to set up Tailwind that don't expect Quaquaval to outspeed them, but after the Low Sweep it does. And then you get that Aqua Step off, you get a speed boost, and if you get a KO, you're also getting an attack boost. And you're set up in a good position to outspeed. You still got that speed control with Low Sweep on the next turn, and Quaquaval can start to snowball. Skeledirge is another great member of this team. Unaware is an amazing ability, especially in a meta that's so reliant on setup Pokemon. Skeledirge just doesn't care at all about the boost of the opponent. Fire and Fairy, it's great coverage into most Pokemon, you know, hits them for neutral damage if not super effective. And along with Pincurchin, Skeledirge is a great way of taking advantage of passive plays, you know, using Slack Off. Pincurchin has Acupressure. This team creates a lot of endgame situations where the opponent wants to go for Protect Mind games. You can use Slack Off or Acupressure to take advantage of those situations, you know, get HP back. You know, they're trying to deal with your offensive sweeper, but they also have to deal with Skeledirge getting Torch Songs and slacking off HP, so you know, it can create a lot of pressure like that. Acupressure is really good in endgame situations where the opponent wants to protect one Pokemon, because if you can call those protects, you know, you attack with your sweeper into the Pokemon that's not protecting, and get off an Acupressure, make it easier to deal with the one that they're trying to preserve, you know, by getting defensive boosts or bigger attack boosts, speed boosts. So Acupressure is great in endgame situations. Pincurchin really just has so much utility for this team. You know, it helps out in the Trick Room matchup, underspeeding most Trick Room Pokemon, like Torkoal especially. It's one of the few Pokemon that does underspeed Torkoal and can get off a big Thunderbolt in Electric Terrain, does like 70%. That makes it so that Torkoal's eruptions really aren't doing anything, and it's really valuable for the team, especially behind a light screen. So, other cool thing about Pincurchin is that it can get rid of the Psychic Terrain, so that Dragonite and Quaquaval and Grimmsnarl can use their priority moves. If you don't want to click Ice Spinner with Dragonite, you can just swap in Pincurchin, get rid of that Electric Terrain, and you know, get off those extreme speeds and those Aqua Jets safely. So I really like Pincurchin. The other great thing about it is, you know, if you need to stall at the last turn of a Tailwind or the last turn of a Trick Room, you can swap Pincurchin in, get that eject button to proc, get back into your sweeper, and you know, stall at that last turn of their speed control. So team is rounded out with Grimmsnarl. Just I really value screens, especially on a team like this that has bulky Pokemon like Skeledirge, Dragonite. Quaquaval and Meowscarada are really helped out by the screens as well, you know, allowing things that usually one-hit KO them to turn into two-hit KOs. So really great to have screens. And then another great tech on this team is the Brick Break on Quaquaval. You know, you want to do a lot of damage, and screens can get annoying and get in the way of that. So having a way to break those screens is really valuable for this hyper offensive team, and something I recommend considering if you're building your own hyper offensive team, you know, to have a Pokemon that has Brick Break, because screens are the bane of hyper offense. So that is the team. I just wanted to give you all a quick run through before we get into this last battle. Let's do it. Okay, so my last opponent, Raikou, has a hard Trick Room team. Usually when you see Annihilape on these teams, it's Choice Scarf Final Gambit, so I'm going to lead Crocodile because it's immune to the Final Gambit. And I like Puff for extreme speed under the Trick Room matchup. Fable is good against Choice Scarf Annihilape usually, but I just don't like it into the Trick Room matchup, so I'm going to leave it on the bench this time. I think White Fang can be really good for setting up screens, and then I'm going to go Pincurchin, baby. This is what we put it on the team for, is to deal with these Trick Room matchups and Psychic Terrain, so let's put it to use here. Good luck, have fun to Raikou. Let's do the damn thing. Basic trainer card versus goated trainer card. Okay, we do see Oranguru and Annihilape in the lead. So they probably are going for that Final Gambit into Dragonite, but there's just really not much I can do about it here. I'm just going to go Torch Song into Oranguru, and I'm going to blow my Terra and go for an extreme speed, see if I can pick up this Oranguru before they get up Trick Room. If they do get KO'd by this combo, then Crocodile will have a lot better time beating what they have in the back. And if not, you know, we'll just try to do what we can with screens, try to pick up the W, so. It's a good looking Dragonite. Okay, extreme speed does good damage. We see the Final Gambit. Since the last video, I did boost Skeledirge's special attack just a little bit. Missed a couple KOs I wanted to pick up. Let's see if it makes a difference here. Not quite enough, but that's okay. It's a 3v3. They have a really low health Oranguru. And let's see who they bring in. I'm going to go straight into Pincurchin. Start applying my own offensive pressure here. Pincurchin, baby. And we see Raikou send out Torkoal, so Pincurchin is the slowest Pokemon on the field. I can get a huge Thunderbolt off onto this Torkoal. And if they haven't seen Pincurchin before, which is likely, they might not realize that Eruption isn't the best play here. So I'm going to go Torch Song into Torkoal. I'm +1 in the sun, so paired with Thunderbolt, I do expect this to pick up relatively easily. Okay, they're popping the Terra. As customary, Terra Fire Torkoal. The staple of Brain Dead Trick Room. Takes a Thunderbolt. Goes for the Brain Dead Eruption. So much skill involved in this team. Final Gambit into Eruption. They get a crit on Skeledirge, but it still doesn't do very much. Eject button is great here because Pincurchin did not want to take another one of those, so I can absorb some of this damage with Grimmsnarl. Preserve my Pincurchin, baby. Okay. Super skilled double eruption coming out. And they lose their Torkoal to a Torch Song. So Skeledirge is +2 now. They're down to very low health Oranguru and whatever they brought in the back. And they didn't get any KOs with 2 eruptions, so we take those. I like a well-played Trick Room, but this comp is just so lame. you know, go for a final Gambit, get rid of one Pokemon, and then just come in and spam Eruption with Torkoal off Instruct. Like, it just takes no skill. I'm going to go for the Protect because this person's brain dead, so they're going to mindlessly attack into Skeledirge, and I could cover with a Reflect, but I don't even care to. I'm just going to Spirit Break into Oranguru, take it out, so that they can't keep going Instruct, and they don't have another way to get up Trick Room. We'll see if they make a decent play and ignore Skeledirge here. Looks like he's contemplating. He's thinking hard. This player is digging deep, trying to find that one brain cell. We get off the Protect. They do go for the Kowtow Cleave into Skeledirge, not predicting anything. They go for an Instruct, so they get to see 2 Kowtow Cleaves go into my Protect. Bop. And that's about all she wrote for Oranguru. Adios. Okay, so we brought it down to a 3v1, but I believe they still have 2 turns of Trick Room left. Let's see, turn 1 they set it, turn 2 they lost Torkoal, turn 3 we got the Protect on the double Kowtow Cleave, so this is turn 4. I'm going to sack Pincurchin here. Yeah, Skeledirge is healthy enough that this is worth it. And I'm going to just Spirit Break into Kingambit, try to get some chip on it. I don't really care about the Defiant boost if they are Defiant because I'm unaware on Skeledirge, so Kowtow Cleave into Pincurchin. I'm sorry about that. You deserve a good rest though. Job well done. And they're Life Orb, so Spirit Break. Are they Defiant? They are. Okay, that's better than Supreme Overlord. So Skeledirge can come in here. I believe this is the last turn of Trick Room. Yeah, so I'm going to Protect here. I don't care if they predict it. I want to just get this Reflect up. Okay, they do go for the Iron Head, so good call, but they are going to take a little more chip. And they've already used their Terra, so they got to stay Steel type. I want to say we've done enough where Skeledirge should be able to pick up here. I'm going to slack off to flex on their Sucker Punch. And if they do go for the Kowtow Cleave, we'll definitely survive behind Reflect. Yes, sir. Let's go. If you're still here and you want to show some support for your boy for this hard read clinic, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Really appreciate those. Now we got a safe Torch Song behind this Reflect. GG, my boy. These are the ones we really relish, honestly. Another day, another Trick Room bot demolished. Torch Song from downtown. Bang. Well played. Alright, that's about all the time we got today. If you're still here, like I said, hit that subscribe button, that like. We really appreciate your support. Until next time, y'all have a happy new year. Peace.